Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. I got a lot of info for you today. Yeah, we got to talk about this blank check situation. A couple of these teams are willing to do, sounds like whatever is necessary. And I think the decision time is pretty clear at this point. At least I know the latest we'll find out anyway. And for the golf enthusiasts out there, I actually took a lesson from my brother Junebug out at Fairways and Greens, and I'm going to show you a couple of clips of that, little video clips at the end of this. But don't worry, if you're not a golf fan, I'll give you a warning. Humongous will step in.
Just walk away.
That way you can't, oh, I don't talk about golf. I only care about football. Don't worry. I'll warn you. All right, obviously this whole Lane Kiffin thing has gotten completely out of hand on every level. Here's what I know Ole Miss is basically doing. They've told him, we have to have your signature on an extension no later than the day after the Egg Bowl, based on everything I can glean, because you're not going to coach the playoffs or any time after that, the Egg Bowl that is, if you've not signed an extension, because we have to know. There are very important dates coming up that are critical to every team. All three teams. You can't just sit there and be in limbo the entire time. The first date is the Egg Bowl, which is November 28th. That Saturday after, they need to know. That's pretty clear. Reason being, December 3rd, you've got National Signing Day. That's when everybody's going to sign for their scholarships and pick their teams and all that kind of stuff. They got to know who the coach is. That's pretty important. The other dates of why they can't let you coach during the playoff, you could be coaching all the way through the transfer portal. The first round of the playoffs is December 19th and 20th, which is way past signing day. Well, the portal opens up January 2nd. Well, the quarterfinals are on the 1st, 31st and 1st. And then the semis are the 8th and 9th. And then if you make it to the finals, that's January 19th, which is past the portal. So there's so many date problems here, it's crazy. He's got to make a decision. And they have to know, otherwise they're not going to be able to get their coach. All the good coaches will be taken. They've already lost out on James Franklin, which was that'd be a great get for Ole Miss, for example, or LSU or Florida. He's gone. He's at Virginia Tech. And it's because Florida and LSU are all in on Lane. Matter of fact, John Summerall, he's a terrific coach. He was at Troy, and now he's at Tulane, and he's done really well. There was a story that came out that he was going to interview with Florida, and the Florida fans freaked out.
Remain calm. All is well. All is well.
They were like, they didn't even want to interview with him. They only want Lane. Lane, Lane, Lane. That's it. And until he says no, they don't even want the university or the athletic director to talk to anybody. Don't even discuss it until Lane says no. Now we're going to talk about this blank check situation. It appears there are two teams that will write the check out for whatever he wants, allegedly. And that's according to Joel Klatt. It says major college football program offering blank check to LSU's top head coach target. And Klatt said, I don't know where Lane Kiffin's going to end up. I know that Ole Miss is basically telling him, hey, it's a blank check. You tell us what you need to stay here and we will do it. I have that on good authority. Says, I also have on pretty good authority that LSU is prepared to do the same thing for Lane. They basically tell him the keys are yours, whereas Florida is a job that I think Lane would prefer over the other two, from what I've been told, and they are not quite in the same boat as Ole Miss and LSU in terms of here, the sky is yours and name your price. There are more strings attached. Now, what I had originally heard is that Florida had offered 13.5 and LSU had come back at 14. Well, Jimmy Sexton wants 15 over 6 years. And Jimmy gets what Jimmy wants. So my understanding is that Florida and LSU would do that and Ole Miss would match that. But I think what's happening now is LSU and Ole Miss are pretty much saying, just tell us what it takes and we'll be there for you. We'll write it out. But I think what Lane is concerned about, and it's pretty obvious, if he thought they were all the same, he would stay at Ole Miss. I don't think there's any question. He's very happy there. I mean, he didn't even go to Auburn. They were offering him more money. He's concerned that he won't have as good an opportunity at Ole Miss as he would at Florida and LSU, which makes some sense. Now, granted, with revenue sharing, everybody's going to be spending the same. So that shouldn't make a difference. NIL can. You can have real NIL. He's probably concerned I won't have the opportunities for that at Ole Miss that I would at LSU or Florida.
You sure about that?
Which are bigger towns, probably bigger donors, all of that, because you are going to be able to have legitimate NIL deals out there. They got to go through Deloitte and all that. But as long as they pass mustard, you can have that too. And he's probably thinking, well, it's bigger programs. I could get more NIL money for the guys, because that's probably what he's more concerned about than anything. And he also knows it's going to be easier to recruit Florida and LSU as opposed to Ole Miss. And there's probably some truth to that as well. So he's a little bit torn. I think he's a lot torn, because he knows those are better jobs, but Ole Miss is doing everything for him. And he doesn't have the constant pressure that he'll have at Florida and LSU. Because, I mean, if you don't win 10 games plus every year, they're going to not like you. Whereas at Ole Miss, they're going to build a statue of you. And on top of that, we're moving to 9 games in the SEC. It's going to get much, much tougher to get to 10 wins in the SEC. A lot tougher. That extra game is huge. So it boils down to this. He's got to make a decision. He's got to do it by the Egg Bowl, period. Now, he may decide before the Egg Bowl, but the latest we'll hear about it would be the day after or maybe the Sunday after that Friday Egg Bowl, which is on the 28th. So that should give us some, look, it's not going to go on forever. In other words, we're going to know in, a week and a half, exactly what's going to happen with him. Now, I personally hope he stays at Ole Miss. That would be my preference. I think it sucks what Ole Miss has been put through. The fan base has just been totally there for him, and he's been going out on dates and seeing other girls behind their back and in front of them now. And it's probably getting real old, especially after that horrible affair he had with Auburn. Their marriage barely made it through that, and now this. And it's right in front of everybody. You know, Lane's humiliating Ole Miss as the spouse. And that's Lane. You know, I've told you as a Tennessee fan, I know how Lane is. He can talk about all the yoga and all the new stuff he's doing. He's Lane. Lane loves the attention, and he's going to get it. So this has got to be the happiest time of his life, to have all this attention, people throwing money at him left and right. Every word that comes out of his mouth, everybody cares about. It's Shangri-La for old Lane. Now I'm going to show you some lesson footage where I took a lesson from my brother, Junebug. He's he's considered a master professional. And of course, he's played in, a dozen majors. A couple of years ago, he won $20,000 in the British Senior Open. So a heck of a golfer. Anyway, I was having trouble with my game, and I couldn't figure out quite what it was. I kept pulling the ball. Within 2 minutes, he had me figured out and what I needed to do to fix it, and didn't take long. When he sees somebody hit a ball, he pretty much knows what they're doing right and wrong immediately. And then he put me on the computer, filmed me, showed me all the things that I needed to do. And it wasn't much. It was actually a really easy fix. But I'll show you some of that. All right, now this is the first one. This is just where I'm hitting some balls.
Yep.
Okay. I'll try to swing out. Oh, hit off the heel. Yeah, I hit that first one off the heel a little bit. Here's one where I'm getting ready to hit into the net again. You can see the computer's right there. It's analyzing everything that I'm doing. It'll show basically all the technical details. And then here is the computer that analyzes my swing and the distances that I hit it, launch angle, smash rate, club path, all these things that are really important. Here's my yardage, 261 total, only flew at 233, hit a little off the toe. But this is what this computer tells you. Scroll that down if you would, Junebug. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there you go. Gives you the launch angle. There, it went straight.
Yep, very playable.
Yeah, that's probably, well, it might be about 5 yards offline, but about 260, it'd be in the fairway. Straight, and then there's the distances. And all these numbers all matter. Every bit of these numbers all matter.
Right here, that means you swung 3 degrees to the left of your target.
Okay.
And then closed the face 1.3.
Okay.
So that gave you a perfect, good path and good face.
Gotcha.
For a left-handed golfer.
Okay. Yeah, being a lefty.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so useful. And this is his little facility in here where he analyzes your swing. Now, of course, he can do the same thing outside as well. We just did this inside. This is their putting green. Of course, they've got inside units where you can hit the ball, and it's basically you're playing a golf course in here. You've seen these types of layouts. And again, this is fairways and greens. This is their workout area. It's a big building. Here's one picture from outside. This is just their hitting area, one of their hitting areas. Here you can see a little bit more of the facility. As you can see, they've got a lot of members. This is the covered area. These are also covered areas. And of course, they've got computers that'll do exactly what that computer did that Junebug was showing me. And they go through a lot of golf balls, as you can tell. And they use the TrackMan. That's all that computer software. They have a regular putting green. They have a little par 3 course. This is the covered area that's heated. And of course, this is their open area where they get instruction if they need it. They've got this is a cool place. They got locker rooms and all that. And this is not a sponsorship or anything. This is just my brother that's the pro out there. And he got inducted into the Tennessee Hall of Fame. He was the captain of the University of Tennessee golf team about 4 years before I was. So if you want to improve your game, he's the guy you want to see. They've got several great pros out there that can help you. But I had the ball too far up my stance. He moved it back, and he showed me how to never do that again when I practice. And I hit it so much better. As you could tell, I mean, I don't hit it that far, like 260, 270 is about what I hit it off the tee. But typically I hit it fairly straight, and I wasn't hitting it straight, which didn't make sense. But within 30 seconds, he knew what the problem was. Anyway, that's a great place to go to improve your game, or if you want a lesson, again, Walt Chapman's his name. Junebug is what we call him. Anyway, I told you I would show you some of that. And, of course, for those of you that didn't listen to Humongous, you had an opportunity. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, boom. Hit that button right there. Won't cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.
Got a beautiful backswing. Dad, oh, he got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy.